Hello, good morning, or afternoon, or evening. Welcome to this practice where we're going to be diving even deeper into the element of earth. This will be about a 30-minute practice today to really help you feel more grounded in your body. And so, what we've been talking about in all of these earth practices is really how to feel safe and rooted and stable in our own bodies, and how to come back to our bodies rather than letting our minds really start to run the show and run our lives, really. So for today, we're going to be experimenting and bringing in the idea of Santosha, okay? So Santosha is a Sanskrit term that means contentment. And a lot of times when we get very in the mind, we really lose that ability to be content with the present moment, to be content with what is. So contentment doesn't necessarily mean happiness and excitement and enthusiasm. Contentment, it means accepting and loving what is. Acceptance first, and then loving and recognizing that you can be content whether or not anyone else is around you, and you can be content regardless of what is happening around you. Contentment doesn't mean necessarily indifference, but one of the things that I really want to offer is that when we are able to sit in our sense of contentment, sit in Santosha, live from Santosha, as we go out and reimagine and create in the world, we're creating from a place of love, we're connecting from a place of love, rather than creating and connecting or not from a place of frustration or fear. So it's really, really important. And again, to do this, to really come into this idea of contentment, we're going to be really getting into earth element, getting into the body. Okay? So let's go ahead and begin. We're going to start in child's pose. Start in child's pose in balasana. And of course, as many of you might know by now, I am in my third trimester, so there are lots of things that I will not be doing in the practice, but that I will be guiding you through, and I'm so thrilled that you're here. So let's come into balasana, into child's pose. And for those of you who might also be expecting, because I know that you're out there, if you want to bring a block underneath of the forehead, you can. For those of you who even want a little bit more support, if you want to bring a bolster underneath of the body, you can do that too. And just see if you can really allow the body to surrender. If as you're in your child's pose, you can let something else go in the body, whether it's the belly, just let the belly hang. Whether it's the jaw, whether it's the heart, just allowing the heart to melt a little bit more into the mat, into earth. Let it go. And checking in with this concept of Santosha. Am I allowing myself to sit in a sense of contentment? Or am I constantly in the zone of what is wrong? What is wrong with me? What is wrong maybe with the world? And as you breathe for another moment or two, I really want you to feel the breath. Feel the breath moving in through the nostrils, really infiltrating the body. And then as you exhale, feeling the breath move out through the nostrils. Feeling the hands rooted on the earth. Feeling the shins planted. And perhaps as we breathe, feeling the breath move in through the nostrils, infiltrating the body, and then as we exhale, letting the breath leave, can we set an intention to remember Santosha? To remember that if you turned on this video today, if you had the ability to do that, if you have the tools in your house to be able to practice a bit of yoga, more than the tools, you don't even need a mat or blocks or any of those things, then there is a likelihood that we can sit in some form of acceptance, that we can accept some sort of reverence, some sort of sacredness for what is. And perhaps all that we need to start with is this moment. I am grateful and I am present right here on my mat. So go ahead and take another full breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth. We're going to move through what's called a flying cow practice. So on your next inhale, you're going to rise all the way up onto the shins. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. And then as you exhale, come down onto the forearms, palms face flat on the earth, and then round into the back. On the inhale, lift up to table or onto the finger pads, and then start to come into your cow, nice gentle cow. And then as we exhale, sit back into your balasana, into child's pose, however far you want to go. You'll notice I'm not going as far lately. And then we try it again. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, the forearms come down, round into the back body, chin towards the chest. Inhaling, either plant the hands or pop up onto the finger pads. Heart reaches forwards for your cow. And then as you exhale, go ahead, sit back. A few more like this, moving with your breath. You might be going a little bit faster or a little bit slower. And notice I said little bit. We really want the pace of this to be in such a way that we can be in our bodies, not just going through the motions. And the next time you find yourself in child's pose, go ahead and hang out there just for a moment. Another breath. Feel the palms again planting into the earth. And then as you inhale, come up onto all fours and then tuck the toes. Begin to lift into your downward facing dog. Hips lift up towards the sky. You can bend one knee and then the other here if you'd like. Breathing deep. Your choice, you might want to come down to table and take a cat-cow, or you might want to move through a modified vinyasa, knees, chest, chin coming to the floor. All right, lifting through cobra if that's your choice. And eventually we'll meet in downward facing dog. Before you get there, spiral the elbow creases forward, spread the fingertips nice and wide, and then tuck the toes to lift up. Okay, from here, slide that left foot to the center of your mat and let the right heel start to lift up any amount towards the sky. Doesn't have to be super high, leg doesn't have to be completely straight. Flare the toes and then take the big toe and the second toe and hook them around your left heel. Keep pressing into your hands, and as you do that, gently encourage that left heel towards the earth, hello calf, with the right foot and the right toes. Draw the low belly in. And then go ahead and release it. Right foot's going to move towards the center of the mat. Inhale, left heel will lift up towards the sky any amount. Flare through your toes, press down into your hands, and then hook big toe, second toe around the heel, and gently guide your right heel down. You should really feel this in the calf and the hamstring. Press into the hands, press into the base of each knuckle. Back of the neck long. And then release that back into your downward facing dog. Look forward in between the hands, step all the way up to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. And then bend the knees, inhale, reverse lift all the way up. Reach the fingers up to the sky. And exhale, hands down towards the heart. Lengthen the tailbone down without tucking it, okay? We're not sending the hips really far forward, just a gentle lengthen. Reach the arms back behind you, interlace the fingers, and then open up through the chest here. Take a deep breath in, look up. And as you exhale, melt the chest towards the thighs as you fold. Knuckles can lift up towards the sky, and then we're going to round up as we inhale. Head will be the last thing to lift. Chin lifts, big breath. Exhale, we fold again. Chest is the last thing to melt towards the thighs, and then we round up, lifting as we inhale. So on that Uttanasana, on that forward fold, I'm actually never straightening my legs completely. This is really more so about the spine, nourishing the spine, and opening up through the fronts of the shoulders. Okay, a few more like this. And close the eyes. And then starting to release the hands on either side of you. Whew, you can give them a shake. You can notice what you feel in the hands, in the arms. Take a moment to feel into the four corners of the feet, each side of the ball of the foot, each side of the heel. Take a moment to flare all 10 toes and then set them down again. And really feel the element of earth underneath of you. So it might be your mat. You might imagine grass or sand. Good. And on the next inhale, start to float the arms up to the sky. And then as you exhale, a big swan dive forward fold. Reach the arms out wide, take up some space, bend the knees, come all the way down. Again, I'm going to use blocks today. You're more than welcome to, but you do not have to. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhaling, starting to fold Uttanasana. We're going to step the right leg back into low lunge. Right leg goes back. Left knee over the left ankle. And you might be a bit further down. So for those who might be new to narrative, to these practices, when we're pregnant, we're really bendy. So I'm not going to be going into postures as deeply. But if you want to take this deeper, you most certainly can, if that's what your body is thinking. Pull that left hip back. Good. Inhale, reach the heart forwards. And then as you exhale, straighten out through the left leg, any amount, folding, wide pyramid stance. Inhale, find yourself back into your low lunge. Hands can come down to the floor if they're on blocks. Step it back into your downward facing dog, lifting the hips up. Big breath in and out. Gently, your choice, knees, chest, chin. You can lower to the belly to come into cobra, or you can take some cat-cows here. Eventually finding downward facing dog. Your choice, you can send the right heel up to the sky if you'd like three-legged, or you can just step that right foot forward. Again, you can also take this from tabletop. So nourish yoga is meant to be nourishing for your body. You don't always have to do exactly what I say. I'm totally your guide. So here we are, low lunge. Inhale, reach the heart forwards. And as you exhale, find yourself in Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, we bow. Bend the knees. Inhale, reverse lift all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. And exhaling, finding the hands to the heart. Breathe in, breathe out. So we're gonna do this on the other side. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Maybe look up at the fingers, maybe smile, feel into your feet. Exhale, big swan dive, arms reach out wide. Go ahead and come forward. Inhale, take a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, we fold. Left leg steps back this time, low lunge, right knee over the right ankle. Inhale, the heart reaches forwards. And then as you exhale, pyramid, a wide pyramid, straightening out the front leg any amount. Inhale, we come back into the low lunge, hands to the floor if they're on blocks. Step back into your Ardha Mukha Svanasana, your downward facing dog. Inhale, coming forward, knees, chest, chin. Maybe moving into a variation of Chaturanga Dandasana or cat-cow. Good, and eventually finding your downward facing dog or staying in table. Again, I'm gonna stay in table. You don't have to. Inhale, the left leg can be sent up straight to the sky. Step that left foot forward. We're gonna find that low lunge again. Left knee over the left ankle. Inhale, reach the heart forward. And then as you exhale, step the right foot up to meet the left, forward fold. Inhale, halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, we fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, lift all the way up. And exhale, hands come towards the heart. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then releasing the arms down by the side. Heart can smile open, palms can face forward. Back of the neck, let it be long. And then go ahead and find a block, or you could even use a throw pillow. That would be fine. We're gonna come into a chair pose variation. You're gonna bring your block in between your inner thighs, the thinnest way. That's the word I'm trying to use. The thinnest way. So your feet might be a little bit wider than hip width distance, totally fine. Hands can come to the hips first. Lengthen the tailbone down, root into the feet. Take an inhale, Utkatasana, here we go. Send the weight back into the heels. Now hands can stay at the hips. They can come to the heart. You can reach the arms all the way up. And when I say all the way up, I mean actually that they are more so in front of the temples, in front of the head, rather than way back behind. And we're gonna flow this. We're gonna inhale. As we exhale, sweep the arms back behind you, palms face up, rise up onto the balls of the feet. Woo, here we go. Inhale, try it again. Utkatasana. Exhale, send the arms back, the heels lift. So we're really getting into the feet. 2 more. Stay low. Squeeze your block. And inhaling to come down, pause, stay for the exhale, squeeze a little bit more. And then gently lift all the way up. Whew, release the arms down by the side. And you can release your block. So one of the ways, as you recover, as you shake, one of the ways that we begin to allow ourselves to arrive into earth element is to actually really interact and engage with the pelvic floor, which is what you were just doing, okay? All right, so from here, we're gonna find Tadasana. And I'm gonna have my wall here. You might wanna find a wall, you might wanna hold onto a chair. I don't have the same core strength anymore. It'll be back one day. I don't have it anymore. So we're gonna root down into the left foot. And I want you to draw the right knee up towards the chest. I mean, you don't have to yank it, just really gently up towards the chest. Pause here, flex through the right foot, and then just gently open the knee out to the side. You might have an idea where we're going with this. Notice if you're putting a lot of weight in your left hand, if you're using a support, see if you can just come onto finger pads. And then gently bring the knee forward and start to release it. And we're gonna take it on the other side. So if you need a wall, a chair, whatever that may be, root down into your right foot, hug the left knee up. And again, if you're like me, got a baby cooking, bring that knee around the belly. And then gently take the knee out to the side. Again, really rooting into the right foot this time, flexing into the left foot. Everything is active, heart is open, and then gently come back forwards and release the foot down. Inhale, both arms will reach up to the sky. And then as you exhale, again, big swan dive, forward fold, arms reach out and then down. And I want you to try this. Try a padangusthasana, which is gorilla pose. You're going to slide the palms underneath the soles of the feet so that the toes, they connect with the wrist creases. Bend the knees as much as you need to make this happen. Let the head be heavy. And as you're here, you can experiment with perhaps rocking a little bit forwards onto the hands and then rocking back onto the heels. Now, be gentle with this because this is very much a trusting posture. Your feet are on your hands, right? Good. Go ahead and release the hands back down. Bend the knees. Inhale, reverse the swan dive, lift all the way up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good. So an ultimate, not the ultimate, but an ultimate rooting posture. If we're talking about balancing earth, if we're talking about getting into our bodies, we really want to play with things like balance because our minds can't be floating elsewhere, right? They have to be right here in the presence of the body to be able to execute these postures. So we're going to play, okay? We're going to play with hand to big toe pose, Hasta, padangusthasana, all right? You can grab a strap if you feel like you might be in between. You can keep the knee bent the whole time. We're going to root down into the left foot. Left hand will come to the wall and gently start to hug your right knee towards your chest. Now, this may be everything. You might say, this is it. I'm good. I'm not going any further. Let the heart be long. Option to take peace fingers, pointer finger, middle finger of your right hand around the right big toe. Option to loop a strap or a scarf around the foot and then kick that heel forward. The knee could be bent, yes. But draw the right shoulder back, breathe, heart open. Maybe you open the right foot out to the side, any amount. Try not to lean into your left hip. Big challenge, foot's gonna come back forward, whether it's bent or the knee's bent or the leg is straight. Rebend the knee, find that knee towards the chest, find your root into that left foot. Hands to the heart, big breath in. Exhale is going to be warrior 3. Send that right leg all the way back behind you. Flex through the right toes. My hands are going to stay at my heart. Big breath. Exhale, Vira 2. Step the right leg back. Find your warrior 2. Land. Maybe smile here. That was a lot of stability work. Full breath in. As you exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the foot or find your blocks. We're going to look forward in between the hands, step the right foot up to meet the left, forward fold. And then bend the knees. Inhale, reverse, lift all the way up. Exhale, hands towards the heart. Beautiful. So other side, I'm going to turn around. You might have to as well. Same idea, rooting into this right foot. Root into the right foot. Draw the left knee up towards the chest. This might be everything. You might stay here and even bring the left knee out to the side. Please do that. This is still beneficial. Or strap around the foot, peace fingers wrapping around the big toe. You decide. Kick that foot forward. The knee can stay bent. Perfectly fine. Heart is open. Heart is open. Maybe send the left foot out to the side. Try not to sit in that right hip. Lift, lift, lift up and out of it. Bring the foot back in front. Rebend the knee if it isn't already. Hands can come back towards the heart. Breath in. Exhale. Vira 3. Send the left leg all the way back behind you. Left toes face down. And step the left foot back. Warrior 2. Oh, hello, blocks. Warrior 2. Virabhadrasana 2. And just take this moment in Warrior 2 to just feel into the expansiveness that is your body, the strength that is your body. Inhaling here. Exhale, cartwheel the hands all the way down, framing the right foot or finding blocks. Step the left foot forward this time to meet the right, forward fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Bend the knees, hands towards the thighs, and inhale, lift it all the way up. Exhaling, hands towards the heart. Okay. Step the right leg back, or the left, however you want. We're going to be facing the long edges of our mats. Okay. We're going to move into goddess. And this is going to be a goddess where we are also really working with earth elements. So throughout these earth practices in this series anyway, we have been really trying to cultivate a connection, a somatic, a bodily connection with earth. So we're going to bend the knees. Again, you might be like, I'm coming down further. I'm going to stay a little higher. Weight on the knife edges of the feet, so the outer edges of the feet. Soften the shoulders. Now, you're going to start to lean over one leg. Maybe the right, maybe the left, doesn't matter. Reach the arms out, and then almost like you're gathering up from the earth. Gather, gather. Lift, come back to goddess, arms wide. Other side. Gathering, lifting from the earth, and then coming back into your goddess. You'll notice I'm taking kind of a contraction with my back body. I'm rounding it, kind of like cat pose, and we lift. One more here. And we lift. Now you might work a little higher here, okay? You might want to stay low. You might straighten out the legs. But we're going to keep moving from side to side, and I want you to experiment with working a little bit higher, right? In between your goddess poses. What we're learning to do is also not be so dogmatic about our yoga practice. We're learning to be in our bodies. About another 20 seconds playing with height as you gather, open up into your goddess, bend the knees. Of course, you can straighten the legs at any time. Pausing the next time you come into goddess. Pause there. Reach the arms out, flex through the palms, fingertips facing up, squeeze the shoulder blades, open the chest, look up, and exhale. Straighten out through the legs, toes face forward, pause here. Feel what's happening in the body. And then gently start to heel toe the feet together. You can also jump the feet together. Come to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. You can come down. Inhale will be a halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Your choice. Step back into down dog. Move through Chaturanga Dandasana, whether it's modified or not. Or just choose to come down to a comfortable seat. And we'll all eventually meet in a seated position. I am seated up on a bolster. You might want to come onto a folded blanket or a pillow. That might be fine for you. And I'm going to give you the choice. So I feel like we just stirred up so much energy. I just want to give a posture or two to allow ourselves time to come down. So you can come into double pigeon or fire log where you're taking, I'm going to mirror you and do my left ankle over the knee, left knee over the ankle so that they are stacked right on top. If you have the space, for me, this is getting a little bit too challenging. You can also take cow face. You can take the knees directly on top of each other, walk the feet away from you. If the feet are closer into the body, that's going to be more accessible. If you need more challenge, slide the feet away. Okay? I'm going to come back into fire log. The idea is we're getting a hip opener. Very grounding. And you can choose to remain upright. Or if you want to give a little lean, come forwards, you can totally do that too. You might place the hands on the feet if you're in cow face. You might place the hands on the foot and the knee in double pigeon. See if for this variation you can allow the spine to be nice and long. Nice and long. And then gently start to sit all the way up. Unraveling, taking the other side. So again, you can take right shin on top if you're coming into pigeon. Make sure ankle is over knee, knee over ankle, or cross the knees on top of each other. I find that this is also easier if you're sitting your hips up on something. And when I say easier, I mean more accessible. Like we're going to be able to root our hips down and get a better stretch, okay? Feet can slide away from you, flexing through the feet, the toes, or you can pull them back into the body, okay, for a little bit more. And from here, soften the shoulders, your choice. You can place the hands on the feet, on the floor, on the foot and the knee. Maybe you bow forward a bit. Spine is going to stay nice and long, nice and long. And then gently go ahead and lift all the way up. Unraveling the legs. Coming back to seated, or if you'd like to take Shavasana, if you'd like to come there. We'll have a couple of minutes for some seated meditation or reclined Shavasana. You can also, if you have more time, you can just stay in your Shavasana for as long as you'd like. Go ahead and close the eyes if that feels accessible to you, if that feels comfortable to you. Palms can face down, palms can face up. If you're on the back, let the palms face up in your Shavasana, the heart be open. And just hear the vibration of the word Santosha. Santosha, Santosha, Santosha. Contentment. And in this moment, without grasping or striving, do I feel a sense of contentment by just allowing myself time to be present in my body. And gently, as we're here, beginning to count the inhales and the exhales down from 10. So one inhale and exhale will be 10. And then 9. 8. All the way down to 1. I invite you to stay in seated meditation if you have the time. If you do not, you might roll over out of Shavasana and begin to transition. But remembering that Santosha is something that comes from within. And that when we ground our bodies and we experience earth element, we can feel it. And that we don't need any other condition to feel a sense of contentment with what is. And that doesn't make us indifferent. It doesn't make us unaware. It allows us to live from love. So from my heart to yours, Om Shanti, Om Peace. Thank you.